All right, now we know the ventricular system, so it's going to make it easier to follow the other structures that we need to know. This is the lateral ventricles. That's the septum pellucidum right here. That's the corpus callosum right here. This is going to be part of the genium, and it's going to loop around, mix the rostrum. This is the top of the brain. That is the top of the brain. So I'm looking this horizontal section from the bottom to the top. And so if this is lateral ventricle, what I'm touching on here, those are all the corpus callosum right here. So the corpus callosum in this area makes the roof of the lateral ventricle. Then we have this fornix, and you can follow the fornix to the sides, and you can see that the fornix is going to come from the temporal lobe, and it's going to loop around, and it goes on this area, and that makes the genial of the fornix, where the interventricular foramen Monro that we look at that at the mid-sidral section is located. The interventricular foramen Monro is the canal that connects the lateral ventricles to the third ventricle right here, and you notice that the third ventricle on the lateral sides, the lateral walls of the third ventricle, you have either option of the thalamus or the hypothalamus, and this is very dorsal aspect or the superior aspect of the telencephalon, and that is the thalamus right here, and this is the thalamus right here. This is going to be the splenium part of the corpus callosum right here. This is the body of the fornix. That's the genium of the fornix, and those are the crews of the fornix that we need to know. And if you notice that we said that the caudate nucleus follows the lateral ventricle. This is the head of the lateral ventricle right here in the frontal lobe. We cannot see the body as much, and as it goes, these are also the lateral ventricles right here, and it becomes right here. That's going to be the part of the tail. That's the part of the tail right here. So if I look at this one and orient myself, you will notice that these lateral ventricles that we have, they're very close to each other. These lateral ventricles that we have, they are farther apart from each other, and that is going to let us know that this is the front of the brain, this is the back of the brain. This is the frontal lobe, this is the occipital lobe, and the lateral ventricles in the occipital lobe, they go farther apart, whereas in the frontal lobe they are closer to each other. In the frontal lobe you have septum pellucidum to separate the two. In the occipital lobe we do not have the septum pellucidum to separate the two lateral ventricles. So that might be a key to identify the front and the back. This is part of the coracoid plexus that we talk about that. And one other thing that is going to be very essential to notice is the internal capsule. As you can see that, here's the internal capsule right here. Anterior capsule in horizontal section, you can see that it has one limb in the front, which is the anterior limb. It has the one limb in the back, this is the posterior limb, and it's a genium. The important thing about this is that we can find structures on the sides of the internal capsule. In the front, you have the caudate nucleus that is between the lateral ventricle and the anterior limb. In the back, you have the thalamus that is between the internal capsule, posterior limb, and the third ventricle. On the lateral side of the internal capsule, you will notice that there is the paler structure right here. This shape, this structure can change, become bigger or smaller, depending on the region of the brain that is being sectioned. But in this area, we have a smaller part of this structure, which is called globus pallidus. On the outside of that, which is a darker structure, is called the putamen. Putamen is sitting on the outside, and globus pallidus is going to be sitting the inside of this structure. And total of this structure is called lenticular or lentiform nucleus. Since we have internal capsule right here, we're going to have outside to the lentiform nucleus another white matter. This is called the external capsule. And then we have the gray matter right here, which is called the claustrum. And then we have another capsule outside to that is called extreme capsule. So we have internal, external, and extreme capsules that is going to be found on this section. The same structure we have on the other side of the brain. Now I'm looking down to the diencephalon. This is the other view. Then you have the fornix right here, as we described that before. Here are the crews of the fornix. Then you have the thalamus, caudate nucleus, gallus pallidus, putamen, as we discussed. And here is the caudate nucleus is going to come right here, makes the tail as it approaches to the temporal lobe. And these are the heads of the caudate nucleus right here. As you know that this is the lateral sulcus right here, and deep to the lateral sulcus you have the insula, and inside the insula you can find the extreme claustrum and external capsules, and deep to that you have the lentiform nucleus or lenticular nucleus, as we have seen before. Now we're going to look at the coronal section.